This is what I'm talking about, my gorgeous Capricorn. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Not only you're gonna have such a brilliant news at the beginning of this week, and that news it's also going to be connected to somebody really specific you have been for some reason worrying about quite a lot, especially lately. And you know, this information, it's gonna mean to you a lot because of course it's to do with somebody who is very much so a lot connected to you, and somebody whom you are of course like emotionally connected. So this in itself, it's like, whoa, it's gonna put you in such a good mood, because I do think that something has been affecting you so much in terms of you worrying because somebody else, somebody really specific who mean to you so much. But also this particular information and message realization which you're gonna have at the same time, it's gonna be so important to you. And I'm talking about this realization, you see, because when you become aware of this, when you hear this, at the same time you are gonna kind of have this like kind of you're gonna become aware of this possibility, this very interesting possibility that is gonna like kind of make sense to you so much when it comes to like some kind of a question you actually have been wondering about like kind of starting something, or like it's to do with a certain plan, but there was something missing. So this in itself is also going to reveal this missing information to you, for you, my gorgeous Capricornius, when it comes to something really specific that you started planning lately, but then you kind of stumbled upon this little problem because there was something missing. This specific information, it's literally gonna mean to you so much because it's literally going to set you free. It's a very powerful moment when it comes to your personal evolution, but also when it comes to you, like, oh my God, like seeing this light at the end of the tunnel. So I repeat, it's not only about this really important message when it comes to somebody who means to you so much, you know, something that you were worrying about, somebody really specific in your life. It's not only about that, but it's also somehow about this information which you are gonna realize. Out of all that, you are gonna realize this possibility, this important possibility, which is immediately going to be connected to some kind of plan, something that you started planning recently when it comes to your future, but then you stumbled upon the certain problem and pretty much so not really lightheartedly you moved away from it, but so far you were just drifting away from it instead of drifting towards it. So this information is going to be so important, and I repeat, it's to do with an important possibility for you, and this possibility is pretty much so something that has been missing when it comes to that particular plan. So this is why, my gorgeous Capricornians, this is going to be so important. And also, what a week you are going to have. And also, my gorgeous Capricornians, it is not only about that. Let me tell you. So on one hand, somebody whom you are emotionally connected to, and somebody who you love, somebody who means to you so much, somebody who you were worrying about, you know, that in itself is gonna like really put you in a good mood, because you will know, you will have this really important information when it comes to that particular person. But also at the same time, my gorgeous Capricornius, why you're going to be so excited and why you're actually going to be so happy only like about one or couple of days after that moment in time. You know what? Maybe I shouldn't say like happy or excited, but I should have said like I absolutely love how confident you're actually going to be only 1 or 2 days after that moment in time. It's nothing to do with this, it's nothing to do with that situation. This is something completely different that I'm talking about here. So only 1 day or 2 after that moment in time, you are, my gorgeous Capricornius, going to become a ridiculously ridiculously confident. And I absolutely love when you become so confident about something which you have been finding so difficult so far. Look at these two problems will literally go away at the beginning of this week. So the first problem is to do with what I've said, like it's to do with that possibility that it's coming, and that possibility is pretty much so going to be that gorgeous light at the end of the tunnel. And now the second thing, my gorgeous Capricornius, why you're going to feel so confident that 1 or 2 days after that moment in time, you are going to become aware of like this opportunity, this important opportunity to deal with probably one of the most difficult aspects of your life you've ever been through. Okay, so this is nothing to do with a specific plan or anything like that, but this is a lot to do with some kind of something really bad or negative happened to you in the past. So it's again to do with a negative change in circumstances that has been affecting you, my gorgeous Capricornius, for so long. So this negative change in circumstances, did cause some kind of a very dark and heavy karma that has been following you for a while, but now that little bastard will literally disappear. Poof, gone, baby. So when you become aware of this opportunity, my gorgeous Capricornius, you see, this opportunity is going to make you feel instantly confident because you will know what to do with some kind of ongoing problem. But this particular issue was kind of manifested itself like at some point, in the past, but it happened when you were going through something very dark, negative, through something really difficult, and there was some kind of a negative change in circumstances. Of course that you are, my gorgeous Capricorn, is going to be reminded of just that. So this means that you are going to become aware of this opportunity to do with something really difficult. And this in itself, it's like, this is the opportunity that you have been waiting for so long, because it's to do with something really complex. So it was more like a waiting game rather than anything else. At some point you are pretty much so going to be reminded like, oh my God, like how difficult things were, maybe within the last 3 or 4 years or so. So this is why this is all gonna seem like so enlightening for you, my gorgeous Capricornius. And all I can say is, of course, you are gonna start seeing things in a completely different light. And not only you will know, or not only you will have this amazing opportunity to do something about that particular issue and that particular problem that was kind of caused in the past, that has been affecting you for so long. But there is so much more to this problem. It's not only about the negative experience in the past, but it's about something that has been slowing you down and something that has been really preventing you to do what you want to do, something that was preventing you to move on. So this opportunity, it's not only going to kind of pretty much so going to be important to you, because you will know what to do with this difficult issue that happened in the past, and you're still affected by it. But this is also going to allow you to actually move on with your life. This is absolutely brilliant, because before you couldn't do that because you were way too kind of indecisive. All this was causing you and making you to be indecisive about things that you shouldn't have been indecisive in the first place. And this happens when there is that there is a karmically something we need to deal with in the right way, and that can only happen when we gather a certain information and certain experience in between, which exactly happened to you right now. You've gathered so much in this period in between. You have no idea how much you actually grew spiritually and mentally, how much you've learned about yourself, how much you learned about the life in general. You were prepared for this moment in time, my gorgeous Capricornius, and this is why this is going to be so important. You just need to understand that this in itself, it's going to be now, this is a challenge, a really kind of difficult challenge that would normally, you wouldn't even want to think about it whatsoever. But now, you are going to start seeing things like this, my gorgeous Capricornius, in a completely different light. This, let me tell you just once again, that particular problem and difficult issue that you've had to deal with for so long, this actually made you to lose control. It made you to lose confidence, and that in itself, it's pretty much so, of course, that it was affecting your ambition. So you are coming out of something really, really dark and really negative, and you are, my goodness, starting like such a beautiful unfoldment in your life. You will see, let me tell you this, my gorgeous Capricornius, that you are also gonna have such an important sign. I know that this is gonna sound really bizarre, and I know that this is gonna sound really strange, but somebody who is like normally not nice to you, or somebody who's normally maybe like horrible to you, or somebody who's like a rude to you, or somebody's like who is off with you normally, somebody who doesn't really mean to you that much anyway, but I'm just helping you, trying to help you to recognize who this is. Because somebody who is not normally nice to you, and somebody who's normally like quite awful to you or rude to you, it's gonna be really, really nice to you at the beginning of this week, and this is really gonna throw you throw you up. This is really gonna throw you out of balance, not throw you up. This is really going to throw you out of balance, my gorgeous Capricornius. You're really gonna be like, what on earth is going on? This is really, really strange. This is really bizarre. How come that this little bastard is so nice to me now? What do you want? What are you up to? Something is going on, yeah? It's as usual with people like this, sometimes with certain people, isn't it? But then, no, this is what you need to understand. So this person who is not normally nice to you, they are gonna surprise you the way they're gonna do something, they're gonna say something, but the bottom line is that they're gonna be nice to you, and they're gonna really, really surprise you. Let me tell you, I know this sounds bizarre, I know this sounds crazy, but this is gonna be a sign, my gorgeous Capricornius. This is a very important sign. Yes, of course, this is going to be really unusual. Yes, of course, this is going to really surprise you. Yes, of course, you're going to be thinking like, what on earth is going on? But I really hope that you are going to see this reading on time. And I really hope that you're going to take this into consideration, because it's more about being prepared to what this actually means. Let me tell you, somebody being nice to you who is not normally nice to you, this is actually a really powerful sign, a really important sign that now, not that long after that moment in time, there is going to be a very, very bold and ambitious choice that you are going to become aware of. This bold and ambitious choice that you are going to become aware of. At the same time, you're going to surprise yourself how brave you're going to feel, because it's something that, oh my God, it has some kind of uncertainty connected to it. And this uncertainty would normally put you off, but now you're going to have this force, you're going to have this strength, you're going to have this power, because the beginning of week was just good, and now this is just reflecting on other aspects of what you are going to be going through after that point in time. Just remember, this is beautifully going to open your mind. It's not only about giving you like this powerful energy, it's not only about confidence, but it's about your mind being open. Your mind needs to be open in order to move on with an open mind, with an open heart, so this is like so important, because so this is what you need to remember. So when you kind of like, when somebody's nice to you who's not normally nice, you need to understand that not that long after that moment in time, you are going to become aware of this bold and really, really ambitious choice, but you're going to surprise yourself how you're going to feel about something which, if that happened like about 7 days ago, you would be absolutely no baby no, but now this is going to be a sign that something is changing. So it's not only about you becoming aware of this bold and ambitious choice, but that in itself it's about you just continuing to move forward with your life towards the right direction, but at the same time it's about you expanding your plans, and also that in itself is gonna be followed by you like pretty much so after that moment in time time being kind of interested suddenly in something you've never were interested before, some kind of a new area of study. Now, I know that this is going to sound completely mental, but this particular new area of study, of course that this is connected to this bold and ambitious choice that you're going to become aware of. But this new area of study is something which is after that moment in time. You will go somewhere, you will do something. It's not going to happen all at the same time. But after that moment in time, when you become aware of this bold and ambitious choice, after that moment in time, you will go somewhere. Maybe it's going to be a day or two until it actually happens. So maybe it's going to happen straight away. I'm sorry to be so confusing, but the bottom line is that you will see something and you will really want to learn something, but that in itself, it's going to happen for the first time ever. So it is to do with some kind of new area of study. That new area of study, what you're going to be interested about, like, ooh la la, what you're going to be interested about, hasn't got absolutely anything to do with this bold and ambitious choice. It will seem like that. Let me tell you, so this new area of study, something which is going to interest you and you will want to like really find out about something and dive into it, tap into it as soon as you possibly can for the first time in your life. My goodness, every time when something like that happens, just go with it. You will see that at some point it's going to reconnect you with other things that you are dealing with at your present moment. For example, exactly the same with this. So it could happen straight away, or it could happen day or two after, but the bottom line is that something is going to become very interesting to you in form of learning, my gorgeous Capricornius. And that in itself, it's not going to have right now anything to do with this bold and ambitious choice, but you will see in exactly 2 months time, in exactly 2 months time, how things are going to develop, how things are going to unfold. Things are going to accelerate so fast, it's going to be unbelievable. And you will realize in exactly 2 months time how connected this was, because in 2 months time you are gonna make like a really massive, huge, enormous decision. And that huge, enormous decision is gonna be so beneficial for you and everybody else in your life. This is gonna make you feel so good, and this is probably gonna be one of the biggest, that's the direct result when it comes to one of the biggest achievements of your life. And that decision, it's gonna be remarkable, it's gonna be life-changing. But what am I trying to say? That decision which you're gonna make in 2 months time, you would never be able to make this decision, you would never get to that powerful, mind-blowing stage of your life if you did not so kind of spontaneously go with this with this particular flow, especially when it comes to you suddenly feeling such a powerful passion towards wanting to learn something, like wanting to know something, wanting to tap into it. This in itself is gonna be remarkable. In 2 months time, you're gonna realize exactly how these two things have been connected and what a massive role this is actually going to play when it comes to your life. This is going to bring you one of the most powerful spiritual keys, and the spiritual keys I call like spiritual keys when it comes to the situations like this. You see, like you start something like random and because you're just following your intuition, you're following your soul, you're following your spirit, but you're just primarily following your passion, and this spontaneous feeling, this powerful vibration, and this in itself just kind of bring things into your life that have been so imminent, but it also brings things into your life that you kind of tap into, you try, you explore, and you think like, how on earth could I have lived my whole life, like, oh my God, so many years, without like kind of knowing how much this makes me feel and how much better I actually feel while I'm doing this. So you see how important this is actually going to be, my gorgeous Capricornius. Yet again, one thing is literally going to lead towards another. Absolutely remarkable, like, oh my goodness. Okay, and also sorry. And also, sorry, and also, my gorgeous Capricornius, what else I was going to say? Like, when it comes to the actual mid part of this week, when it comes to the midweek, you are really going to have this just like kind of idea. You are going to have this idea when it comes to the midweek, and that particular idea which you are going to have, it's like kind of, you will know that it is going to be a bit of a hard work, but that you must not allow this to put you off. The bottom line is that this idea is going to be fantastic for you when it comes to finances and when it comes to your financial situation, when it comes to your financial security. This particular idea is going to secure something really important in your future, okay? So even if it's a little bit of extra money, you are doing something so good here, and you are securing your future. Okay, so this is why this is going to be so important. This is gonna really in like about, I would say, within about 8 months, within sorry I would say within like about 8 months, my gorgeous Capricornius, you know, you're already going to be able to see the direct results out of it already. So just remember, this idea is to do with how are you actually going to be able to save money. This is to do with the financial situation, but it's also to do with you at the same time doing something really, really smart, really clever, and you're securing your future. This is to do with your stability, but it's also very, very important right now, and it's going to be important later on, because you are going to be able to relax, you know, about things when it comes to financial situation that you have been maybe worrying about a little bit lately. And also, my gorgeous Capricornius, please do not forget to keep on taking natural vitamin D3 supplement with natural K2 supplement. Okay, very important indeed, because I can see that you are going to have a bit of a sensitive bones. So I strongly, and you're gonna feel a little bit tired as well. So I strongly suggest you to keep on taking natural vitamin D3 in combination with natural vitamin K2, which is going to help it with its absorption. But I also highly suggest you supplements like a calcium and magnesium as well. Very, very important indeed. So it's calcium, magnesium, and also it's going to be natural vitamin D3, and it's also going to be natural vitamin K2. This combination is going to help you to basically re-energize yourself, to have more energy, but at the same time it's also going to help you when it comes to sensitive bones as well, because I do think that you are going to have a bit of a sensitive bones. And if your joints are hurting, for example, you could also bring in like a bit of like a omega-3 essential fatty acids, which you can find in fish oils, okay, because it's going to help you also with the sensitive bones, but it's also going to help you to keep your joints moist, for example, okay. But if you have a problem like with the fish oils, absolutely fine. I completely understand. If you're like maybe a vegan or something like that, completely understand. So then you kind of need to get something like organic flaxseed oil, which is also going to provide you with like a plant source of like omega-3 essential fatty acids, but it's also going to be as essential, as important for your sensitive bones as well. Of course, if you're on any other medications, if you're pregnant or if you're breastfeeding, you just need to check with your doctor or GP, because only they can tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications or not. And also, my gorgeous Capricornius, when it comes to the midweek, you know, okay, you need to be smart about this, because this is to do with somebody really kind of important to you. Again, you're really gonna worry about, you must not overreact about this. You must not overreact about this. I think that you're gonna be dealing with something, something a little bit stressful, and something that's gonna make you just a little bit paranoid. But it's not gonna be horrible. It's not gonna be horrible. It's just gonna be, maybe you are gonna be under some kind of pressure, just a little bit, okay? Which is natural, which is normal. I'm not talking about, oh my God, my God, I feel awful. No, baby, no. It's just like something, it's like kind of, you're going to be under some kind of a pressure because you are really going to feel pressurized by somebody at the same time to make some kind of decision. So somebody is going to be pressurizing to make some kind of decision, and this in itself is going to like kind of put you in this state of mind where you are going to feel a little bit pressurized. And then, you know, when we are under pressure, you know, and then when we are under pressure, and then when we don't feel like kind of 100%, you know, we kind of tend to get things in a wrong way. And so what am I trying to say here is that you're already going to be under some kind of a pressure, just a little bit, and then you are somehow going to start, you're going to think that somebody so close to you and somebody so important to you, somebody who means to you so much, one of the main people in your life, you're going to think, oh, that they've done something to you. You're going to think that they lied to you. You're going to think that they maybe even stole something for you. You're going to think that you're going to worry that they've done something really bad to you, and that they were lying about something, that they were cheating about something, that they were lying to you. My God, no, baby, no. Do not unnecessarily worry about something like this. My God, God forbid, and if you go to this person and have a go at them, or you confront them. I mean, it's not about confronting. You can talk and chat, you know, without having an argument, because this person hasn't done absolutely anything. And it's just going to seem like that person has done something really bad to you, something really negative, that they lied. But you will indeed, thank God, snap out of it, you know. But I really want you to understand this and not to overreact, my gorgeous Capricornians, when it comes to that particular person. So that person hasn't done anything bad. That person hasn't done anything wrong. And it could even be some kind of little bastard, you know, who stirred all this. You know what? He could be some kind of bastard, and it's difficult to tell. Maybe somebody else actually kind of said this to you. You know, that person has done something, that person has said something, or that person was lying or cheating or whatever. It's not true. It is not true. So please, when you start to worry about somebody who is so close to you, who is a really nice person and all that, this is really going to throw you out of balance. So you need to snap out of it. You need to understand that you must not unnecessarily worry about it whatsoever. And sometimes people just keep these things inside, especially if they're shocked about certain person and what they're gonna hear. Sometimes the people who deal with this in different ways. Certain people keep this inside for a while until they come up with something, or until they kind of heal, until the certain point they can actually communicate. Or some people, they just come out with it straight away. Some people are just like a really impulsive. So it really, when it comes to things like this, so it really depends. But I'm just saying to you that you are gonna realize whether you like it or not. You're gonna realize anyway that, you know, that person hasn't done anything, that you have got a very powerful connection to this person. That person loves you to bits, and you love this person to bits. And this is actually something which is gonna kind of bring both of you even closer together, actually. So, you know, so this is why I want you to preserve your energy, to not to waste your energy, and not to kind of overreact, you know, to kind of like let go of the negative and damaging thinking, and try to like kind of see the positive side of things, and kind of like prepare yourself to talk to this person with a positive emotions, with a positive vibrations, rather than with something negative and dark. Because when it's something negative and dark that is like constantly at the back of our mind when we want to talk to someone, there is not much that comes out of it, because the very kind of good energy and the powerful and positive energy gets locked within. You need that positive energy to come out, because we are talking about somebody really nice here indeed. So this is something I need you to remember. And very soon, after that moment in time, very soon, that particular person who I am talking about, it's about to discover something really crazy. That person who I'm talking about right now, that good person, is like within the next few days after that moment in time, that person is going to play a huge role, because that person is going to discover something crazy. And what that person is going to discover, it's also like kind of going to be connected to the specific information, you know, and that particular information, it's kind of going to give you a great sense of urgency around something really specific. But it's like really good sometimes to have a great sense of urgency around something, because it does not have to be a negative energy necessarily. It can make us feel really powerful, and we tend to kind of have so much more energy when it comes to certain things, and we tend to surprise ourselves when it comes to certain outcomes of like how much work we put in a different way when it comes to vibration like that. You know, it becomes very, very powerful. But then at the same time, we do find out like a certain things about us on the way, like along the way. For example, like some kind of a skill that you have been persistently ignoring. This is all going to be highlighted. When it comes to our skills, my gorgeous Capricornians, when it comes to our skills, and when it comes to things that we are so good about, and when it comes to things that we are so passionate about as well, these are the things that you have to, whether you like it or not, incorporate into your spiritual journey. There is a reason why some people can sing well, some people can paint well, some people can talk well, or whatever. Some people, you know, are good for this, some people are good for that. You know, there are reasons for it, you know, because we are all so similar, but then on another hand, we are all so different as well. By the time you get to the last part of this week, my gorgeous Capricornians, you know, it's like basically, my goodness, something very, very crazy is going to happen. Something really unusual, something really crazy, and something really good at the same time as well. You are really gonna do something so random, so unusual, something that you wouldn't normally do, but it's more like you having fun and you just really like kind of enjoying yourself. And it's not only about that, but it's to do with this very, very interesting situation. So that's why I'm saying it's going to be crazy, because you're going to do something which you would never normally do, but you are going to have so much fun. And there is something that you are actually going to become aware as well. There is something that you're going to realize, which is going to help you to come up with some kind of a conclusion. And the part of that when it comes to something really specific, and the part of that conclusion is going to be an important compromise which you are going to need to make. And this compromise, it's actually not a bad thing whatsoever, because it's to do with something that you wanted to get rid of like for a very long time. It's to do with something that's causing way too much restriction in your life. So you're not really seeing this as a compromise, you're actually seeing this as a powerful way out. My God. And that in itself, it's going to make you feel extremely, extremely determined. And here you're also going to like kind of, that is going to make you feel really determined, you know, at the same time to follow one of your dreams. This is also going to make you feel so determined to follow one of your dreams. And that means, my gorgeous Capricornians, that this is bringing a really kind of important focus into your life, what to actually focus on. So just remember, crazy experience, a crazy situation, you have got a conclusion, you have got a compromise, and you are also going to become so determined, you know, because you're also going to realize at the same time what to focus on right now, especially when it comes to planning for the future. This is bringing an amazing focus, but at the same time, you are gonna become so active and so creative. This in itself, you're gonna realize that you are actually going to make a really important decision to manifest something, to manifest what you desire. And you're also at the same time, you know, that great sense of urgency that I've I've mentioned before, you're also gonna feel like you really want to hurry up with this. You're really gonna surprise yourself. You're gonna become really impatient. And I don't blame you, because you are getting into your psychic, full on, like into your psychic mode. So you're typing into something very unique here, especially when it comes to your near future. So you're feeling things without seeing them. So this is something which is gonna get you going. Just remember, pay attention to what exactly is going to make you feel so active, what exactly is going to make you feel alive again, my gorgeous Capricornians, because this in itself is going to be kind of the main thing which is going to start changing your life here indeed. Okay, my gorgeous Capricornians, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. I love you. Bye.